Hello guys, guess what? I am back. I am on a vlog camera. It has been so long. I actually can't even remember. I should look it up. The last time I posted a YouTube video was 7 months ago. 7 months. When is that? I don't even know when that is. So long ago. Probably like last August, maybe even July. Anyway, a lot has happened since then, so I guess I'll just catch you guys up from then and then kind of get into what the future of this YouTube channel is, because I'm actually very passionate about it. Last August was when my life literally exploded. September, October, even November, like completely booked, packed full of weddings. In October, I think I had like 6 weddings in 5 different states and 1 different country. It was insane. Like it wouldn't have been as bad if all my weddings would have been in California, but they were all over. Anyway, I was so busy, so that's why I was doing nothing with YouTube, because YouTube is purely just like a fun thing for me. Like, this is not a career path or like even trying to be a career path. Like, this is just like a completely fun thing, which I'll get into in a little bit about what this is. So obviously it got put on the back burner just like all of my other hobbies in my life at that time. And at the end of 2020, December, I had no weddings, which was really amazing. Like, I just took a ton of time off, and I was trying to be like really intentional about what I wanted my 2022 to look like, which is this year. And yeah, so I made a lot of like really good goals. I was super excited. And then 2022 happened, and January 2022 was one of the hardest months for me. It was one of the first months where I feel like I really felt anxiety, and which is just so, I know that that's like a very normal problem, and I know that I'm like very blessed to have not have a ton of anxiety and like usually be like a happy-go-lucky person. But yeah, January was very hard for me. I was stressed to the max with so many different things. I was in Hawaii for a couple weeks. So wait, hang on, back up a little bit. One of my goals for 2022 was YouTube. YouTube was one of the things that I wanted to be very like passionate about, in the sense of Beau and I want to start a family someday. Like most people, we want to start a family, and I want my kids to be able to go back and watch Beau and I's life before them and like during them, because who doesn't love home videos of like them as a child, or like your parents like going on vacation and stuff. Like, it was very like nostalgic, like camcorder cameras, you know. I want that for my children. So that was kind of like the mindset that I wanted to have with YouTube, was like, this is something that I'm like speaking to our future children about, like something that they can go back and watch, like, oh my gosh, like that was my mom when she was 8 months pregnant, and you know, they took a baby moon to Mexico, or you know, whatever. But I wanted it to be, you know, not like vlog style where it's like, okay, today we went and did this and this, and like not take them with it. Like, I wanted to like feel like I'm almost like taking my kids on the vacation with us before they're even born. I don't really know how like I kind of came to that conclusion, but something that I just thought about was, how cool would that be if I could go back and kind of like watch my mom and dad's life before they had us kids, like while they were pregnant with me, like when I was a baby, and just like them like talking to the camera, like saying things, like just talking about what's on their mind and like where they're at in life. Because like, I love looking at pictures of my parents when like before they had us kids, like let alone if I could like go back and watch their lives, I would just be so stoked. So that was kind of like my motivation for this YouTube channel, and like something that I kind of wanted to channel in 2022. And so yeah, went to Hawaii, so much fun. Literally, I feel like I created the best vlog. It was so amazing. My friend Lindsay and I, we went together, and then Asia and I were hosting roamers, and I was there with, you know, my best friend Cheyenne, and it was just so fun. Like the energy that was in the vlog, I feel like was how it was, like how I wanted it portrayed perfectly. And it was my last night in Hawaii. I was on the North Shore shooting a brand shoot, and I put my camera bag off to the side, and it got stolen. It got stolen. My camera bag got stolen, which is not the end of the world. The main thing that sucks, literally the only thing that I'm still bummed about, is the fact that my vlog camera was in it and the SD card with all of the footage in the camera bag that got stolen. So luckily I was taking photos, so I had like my main camera, but yeah, my vlog camera, my film camera, all my SD cards, all my batteries, my wallet, my rental car keys, everything. It was a mess. Not fun. And that was January. That was the second week in January. It was really hard and it sucked really bad. It is now April, almost the end of April, and I just got my business insurance back like a week ago, I think. And as I got it back, I ordered a new vlog camera because, like I said, a lot has happened since then. And something about YouTube, like, I don't want to do it on my phone. Like, I know so many people do and they're really successful with it, but for me personally, like, I just want it to be on a camera, and I don't know why that is, but I stuck to my guns and waited to vlog until I got this camera back, and now I have it back, and so I'm here. I mean, this is gonna be like a fairly short video, but Beau and I bought a house, and if you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that. We bought a house in Missouri. I mean, I call it our Kansas house because that's where all of our family lives, but it's technically in Missouri, Kansas City area. It's being built right now. I'll insert a couple pictures of it here, maybe, if I can figure out how to do that by now. We bought it in January. Found this house on Zillow, like on my own, before we even reached out to a realtor. And yeah, I just absolutely loved it. And it, you know, they're not even done being built yet, so the pictures of it were just the demo homes. So whenever we reached out to our realtor, I, you know, showed him this house. I was like, hey, would we be able to go and look at this? And he's like, oh, actually, like, house isn't built yet. Like, it probably won't be done being built until mid 2023. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so bummed. I was like, no, like, there's no way that it's that long, but you know, whatever, like, he's a realtor, he knows better. So then we started looking at other houses, and I mean, the market is absolutely insane right now. Like, everybody knows, like, a house will go on the market and it'll be, you know, sold the next day. And why we reached out really soon, because Beau doesn't get out of the Marines until November. So yeah, we reached out in January thinking that it would take literally like months to get a house. We were looking at this other house. It was nice. I felt like Beau really loved it. Beau loved it so much. I thought that it was okay. I was just really wanting to buy a house that we could like move into and do nothing to it. Like, Beau and I are not the fixer-up kind of people. We're not the DIY kind of people. So I, you know, had in my mind a certain vision of a house, and this one was just like older, but it was really big, and Beau loved the basement. Anyway, obviously we're here in California, so we're not able to like, hey, like, can we come by this afternoon and come and look at it? So by the time that we texted the realtor that we were interested in this house, it had already sold. So that was kind of discouraging. And you know, when that happened, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna call the place of these houses that supposedly aren't going to be done being built until next year, and just like ask what the situation is, or like if we're able to come look at the demo home or whatever. And I called, it ended up being like somebody's cell phone, and I called at like 7 p.m. at night thinking that I would get like a voicemail or something, and he answered it, and he's grocery shopping, and he's like, oh yeah, like, sorry, I don't know how you got my phone number, but yeah, the soonest that a house will be built is June of this year. You know, call this number and they'll give you more information. And as soon as I heard that it would be done being built June of this year, I texted my realtor right away, and I was like, we have to go and look at this house. Like, I want this so bad. He looked into a little bit more, and he was like, you know, like, I feel like this probably isn't the best house for you guys. I guess back up a little bit. Beau and I are moving into it, but we're going to be renting in Hawaii next year. We're just gonna live there like around the holiday time and like whenever we want to go home for weddings and hang out with friends and family and stuff. And then we're gonna rent in Hawaii the rest of the time. So the time that we're not in Kansas, we're going to be Airbnb it out. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, so obviously our realtor knew this and he's like, oh, like I don't think that's the best house for you guys because their Airbnb rules, like you have to rent it for 7 days or longer. And I talked to Beau about it and I was like, honestly, I don't care. Like we are planning to pay it off really quick. So like even if it's not booked, like whatever, it doesn't matter as much for me. So I had been posting about this on my close friends story on my Instagram, like I think that we're gonna look at this house, like I'm so excited. And my sister-in-law was driving through Kansas City and she FaceTimed me and she was like, look, I'm in this neighborhood that you posted about. And I was like, go inside, like go into the demo. So this is like a Friday afternoon. Mackenzie walks through this demo home, pretends to be interested, and I'm so stoked. Like she's FaceTiming us, walking through this demo home, and I'm just absolutely in love. Like I love the house so much. And so I text my mom right after Mackenzie got off the phone, and I was like, can you go look at this house tomorrow? Like I wanted my mom's opinion. I wanted my mom to go with my realtor, all the things. Beau was like, yeah, I'm down. Like you do it. I'm along for the ride, like whatever works. So my mom and my realtor set up an appointment the next morning to go, I think at like 10 a.m., like as soon as they open, and 3, so it's like kind of like a townhome community, I guess. So they have like a bunch of houses, but like they all have different build dates, and there are only a few that are going to be done this June that have a basement and a garage. So that's something that Beau was like, that's non-negotiable, like I have to have a basement. So there were only 2 houses left when my sister-in-law walked through the house on Friday. And then by the time that my mom and my realtor got there the next day, there was only 1 house left. So it was like, we have to make moves if we want this. And yeah, they walked through it. My mom is like a very particular person when it comes to that kind of stuff of like, you know, looking at the finish and looking at, you know, the window, like looking at every little detail to make sure that it's good, which is why I really wanted her to go, because she pays attention to those details and I definitely do not. They walked through, it was great. We ended up signing the contract, put down the earnest money right away, and we got the house. And that was in January, which I think also led to a lot of my anxiety, because I just realized like, holy cow, buying a house is a lot of money. Like that is the biggest purchase that I've ever done in my entire life. Oh yeah, that was January. Now this is the updated house now. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the house. It'll be done being built in June. Beau and I still have yet to see it in person, which is kind of psychotic of us, but that's okay. My sister has seen it, my mom has seen it, Beau's sister has seen it, our friends have seen it, and I have a little bit of FOMO knowing that all of them have seen it, but the house is actually literally right on the way from my mom's house to her doctor's appointment. So every time that she goes and gets her treatments and stuff, she stops by and sends me updated pictures, which always makes me so happy. Beau and I will move in November. We'll probably take a couple things like this summer whenever we go, but we will not see it until July. That is the next time that we were planning on going home. Beau doesn't have a ton of leave days. Obviously I can go home whenever, but I've already done so much without Beau in our marriage. Like most of my travels, like I go without him, and it's a huge bummer, but it's okay. Like this is just something that I don't want to experience without him. I'm waiting to go home until he can go home too. Our friend is getting married in July, so we're gonna go home for his wedding, and it'll be really good, and I'm so excited. We're probably gonna like fly back with an air mattress, that way we can stay in our house. We are going to drive Beau's 4Runner, and that will be like our Kansas car. And then we're not really sure what we're going to do in Hawaii yet. We either might ship my Jeep or we might just sell it, because as you can tell, it's just like a 2-door Jeep. It's really tiny. So we might just sell it and then buy like a truck or something whenever we get there. We're not really sure. We'll see. I mean, if the used car market is still super crazy by the time that November rolls around, we might sell it. That way we can like take all the profit from selling this car and throw it towards the house payment and pay it off a little bit earlier. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so excited though for everything to come. I'm feeling so much better than I was. January was so crazy. There was just a lot going on, a lot of changes in my life, and getting my stuff stolen made me like kind of more of like a closed off person. I feel like I almost kind of manifested that stealing, because everybody around me would like joke about like, you're like the most trusting person. Like, you guys don't lock your house, you don't lock your car. Like, how has nothing ever bad happened to you? And I'm like, I don't know. I literally remember talking to Asia about it in Hawaii like earlier that week, because we had a giant Airbnb with everybody's stuff, and she was like, oh, did you lock the house? And I was like, oh no, I didn't, like, I'm sorry. And she was like, Biba, you gotta do that. Just trying to like educate me, like, you gotta lock your stuff. And I was like, oh, it's okay, like, we're in Hawaii, like, nobody would do that. Literally days later, I got my camera bag stolen. So best case scenario, the only thing that they stole that wasn't replaceable was the vlog, and then also all of the film that I took in Hawaii, which I'm bummed about. But if anything had to get stolen, I would much rather it be, you know, all of that rather than like all the photos that I took in Hawaii. Everything happens for a reason. I'm feeling so much better now. You can see it's a very sunny day in California. I got Starbucks. I was editing this morning, getting some work done, and now I'm going to Target. I'm gonna get a few things, and then I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's to go grocery shopping. But yeah, I'm back, and I'm really excited to be doing YouTube again, and like kind of with a new vision of like, this is for Bo and I's future kids someday to watch. So if you work at YouTube, please never delete this platform. Obviously, I'll have them all backed up on hard drives, but this is just going to be so much more fun for our kids to be able to watch, to literally just type in YouTube and Biba Vals and, you know, find the channel and find all the old memes. So yeah, I don't know when the next YouTube video will be. I'm trying to just keep it casual, just like bring, you know, the camera along for fun adventures and things that make our life look a little bit interesting. So I go to Hawaii in like 3 or 4 weeks, so maybe I'll take it then if I don't have too much PTSD. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you next time. Bye.